Good morning and welcome back. We take a look right now from downtown Breckenridge. Nice little view of a winter wonderland there. Time right now is 6:41. We want to get straight to your forecast. Here's Marty standing by. Marty, so today of the weekend, you think Saturday's the better day to be outside?
If we could get rid of the wind, I might suggest that. I don't know. It's 6 and 1/2 a dozen the other. Warmer today, cooler tomorrow. We get too much wind today. If you can find a place without the wind today, maybe it'll be all right. The moon's real pretty out there. You can see it to the right of Pikes Peak as viewed from overhead door near Powers and Galley. Obviously, the sun is now lighting up the terrain as that's crested the eastern horizon as well this morning. It's generally coolest along and north of the Arkansas River because we don't have much wind, so we have teens and lower 20s where the wind is blowing. That's been true for Walsenburg and Trinidad. We're already in the mid to upper 30s, and mostly over the mountains and mountain valleys we have teens and 20s, and there are some pockets of wind over the mountains this morning as well. It's not real strong yet, but where it's blowing, it's going around 15 miles an hour, mainly over southern parts of our coverage area and up across the higher terrain this morning. I did hear from Larry in Divide. He said it's pretty windy at his place at the moment, and it won't be too long before more areas deal with the wind, and Futurecast is showing that. These are sustained wind speeds, not gusts, that are running between about 10 and 25 miles an hour pretty routinely during the afternoon hours. Could be even stronger than that near the southern mountains, and we will have some gusts over 30 off and on throughout the day today. Again, that's one of the reasons that we have concerns about fire weather, particularly over southeastern Colorado where the air is going to get pretty warm. Well, there's a wave that's producing the wind today. It's going to make for a little bit of tough travel up across the higher passes today. Not a lot of snow up there, but maybe 1 to 3 inches, just enough to slicken some roadways. And as the pool of colder air associated with that slides a little bit farther east and works with the daytime heating, we could get some cumulus clouds and maybe even some flurries or some very brief snow showers over and near the eastern mountains. We don't really expect that this is going to amount to very much, but I don't want you to be surprised if you notice the clouds thicken up and a few flakes are falling before it's all said and done today. I mentioned the temperatures. They'll be warmest over the far southeastern corner of the state where we could have mid-60s in Springfield today, but will be considerably cooler farther north and west with 30s and lower 40s for the Pikes Peak region up through Denver, probably teens and 20s over the high country. From Pueblo southward along the I-25 corridor, probably a mixture of upper 40s to lower 50s, which again sounds good, but when the wind is gusting to 30 miles an hour and higher, it makes it tough to be outside and enjoy that. As we move into tonight, it looks like we could continue with at least a few flurries the evening hours over the ski resorts. Any of the stuff that may develop over the eastern mountains will come to an end as the sun goes down. And then the rest of the night looks pretty quiet. The wind will be on the decrease. After midnight, as the cooler air slides in, there could be some pockets of low cloud cover that develop generally south of the Arkansas River. And there might be a few high clouds floating around. But I don't think that we're going to have any precipitation through the night tonight. It's just a function of the cooler air coming in. And when we wake up tomorrow morning, I think most areas will be in the teens to lower 20s. In eastern Colorado will be quite a bit colder, though, up across the high country. Should be well below zero for Gunnison and for Leadville, for example. Alamosa down to about 6 or so. So we have kind of a mostly sunny start to the day, seen from Highway 115 in Turkey Creek looking off towards the south. Again, I think the clouds could thicken up a little bit later on today and maybe even produce a few flurries, but it's that wind that we're most concerned about. Tomorrow looks kind of cool compared to today, but it won't be as windy, so we'll have that going for us. Then we'll get a brief warm-up before late in the week we get a storm. It's nice to just not have the wind because the sun is getting stronger now. It feels pretty good.
It does. Yesterday was nice. I enjoyed it. I do want to walk at least.
We walk outside at the school, and if it's 30 degrees outside and the sun's out and it's not real windy, the kids are like, yeah, let's go out.
It's not bad. But Leadville, -9. Ooh, no thank you.
No, it doesn't.
Well, thanks, Marty.
You're welcome.
Well, and we come